Welcome to Part 5 of our tutorial series on secondary sources in legal research. This video will cover legal periodicals. This is a tutorial by the Jerome Hall Law Library at Indiana University Maurer School of Law. In this video, we will discuss the different types of legal periodicals and when they can be of use in your research, with brief demonstrations of how to locate these materials on 3 major legal research databases: Westlaw, Lexis, and HeinOnline. Legal periodicals are a broad category that refers at its most general level to any secondary source in law that comes out periodically. There are different subcategories of legal periodicals within this definition. The one we think of the most, and that you are likely to use most often in legal research, is a scholarly law review or law journal, most often published by a law school. There are also several legal news publications still in production today, resembling magazines or newspapers focused on the law. And finally, bar associations and other legal organizations publish periodicals as well. We'll talk about each in kind. Academic law journals are probably what we're most familiar with. These are typically published by law schools and written by legal academics. The articles are lengthy and delve deeply into minute areas of law. These articles can be a great resource for a critical examination and analysis of a particular issue of law, especially new or emerging areas of law, or highly contested areas like circuit splits. Another advantage they offer in legal research is that they are heavily footnoted, so offer a number of potential additional sources you may later seek out in your research. Like most secondary sources, you don't typically cite to a law review article, but it's not unheard of. Particularly in those scenarios just listed, if a scholar has written on that topic and presented a compelling argument for how the courts should come down, a court will occasionally cite a law review article in their opinion. But bear in mind that these articles are a form of persuasive writing. The author has a thesis that she wants the reader to buy into. While this doesn't mean that the article contains erroneous information, it does mean that there could be inherent bias in the content. Remember that it's your job as the researcher to verify any claims made in an article before relying on them in your own work. Bar association publications can vary in format and coverage. Often these publications most closely resemble magazines, such as the Indiana State Bar Association's publication, Res Geste. The articles tend to be shorter and more practice-oriented rather than academic. They're written by practitioners for practitioners. In addition to their availability in print, many of these publications can be accessed on the Bar Association's website, in HeinOnline's Bar Journal library, and on Lexis or Westlaw. Legal newspapers can have both a local and a national scope. Like Bar Association publications, they are practice-oriented and tend to focus on developments in the law and trends in legal practice. Commercial journals should also be included here. Published by companies such as Thomson Reuters and Bloomberg BNA, these tend to be topical, very narrow in scope, and can include materials such as abstracts from recent decisions, the text of new bills and regulations, as well as expert analyses of different areas of law. As we continue to compare the different types of secondary sources in law, legal periodicals fall more toward the upper end of the authority spectrum. Depending on the type of legal periodical, articles are written by expert practitioners or academics with a deep knowledge of their particular subject. And academic journals in particular take a deep dive and offer meaningful analysis of discrete legal topics. You can find legal periodicals in a number of places. Most are still published in print, and there are a variety of electronic options as well. Lexis and Westlaw each have a large collection of legal periodicals, especially law reviews, but also some bar journals and legal news. HeinOnline has a vast collection of legal periodicals, greater and deeper than the Lexis and Westlaw collections, and they continue to add new titles every month. Many journals also have their own website or are available from their sponsoring organization's website. Here you can usually see a recent archive of past issues. And particularly for academic law journals, you can also look for a digital repository maintained by the law school's library. For instance, the digital repository run by the Jerome Hall Law Library offers the full run of all Indiana University Maurer School of Law journals for free, as well as the majority of the journal articles authored by our faculty. Now that we understand how and when to use legal periodicals, let's take a quick look at how to find them and their available features on Westlaw, Lexis, and HeinOnline. There are several ways to search for law review articles on Westlaw. To search quickly across all content, begin from the main search bar. We'll continue with our hypothetical about the permissibility of school locker searches. This will bring up results in multiple content types. Switch your content type on the left to secondary sources. Secondary sources is still a rather broad category. You can therefore further filter on the left by publication type to law reviews and journals. If your result list is still too large, you might try narrowing further, for example by searching within your results for another keyword. Browse through your search results and find one that looks most relevant to your research. When viewing a law review article on Westlaw, make sure to take advantage of the extra research tools the service offers. The Citing References tab will show you all documents on Westlaw that have cited your article. You can refine this results list using the options on the left. And if you want to quickly see all the cases that are cited in your article, rather than scouring through each footnote, you can check the table of authorities. This list is sorted alphabetically by case name, but you can resort it by depth of treatment. Recall that our initial search ran across the entire database, requiring us to filter down to results in law reviews and journals specifically. If you know what content type you're looking for, you have the option in Westlaw to save yourself some time by browsing to that content first before running your keyword search. From the Westlaw homepage, below the search bar in the Content Types tab, click on Secondary Sources, and under By Type, select Law Reviews and Journals. You could continue to further filter by jurisdiction or topic, or you can search the whole collection. Notice that our search bar at the top of the page is pre-filtered now to Filtered Secondary Sources. Running our same search here should bring up the same results without the post-search filtering required. A final option for searching for law review articles in Westlaw is the Advanced Search field. This allows you to search your keywords in specific fields of the document, such as the title or the body of the text. It's important to note that the best way to use Advanced Search is to browse to a content type first, then click the Advanced link next to the search button. Since we've already navigated to law reviews and journals, we'll click the Advanced link to see what law journal specific advanced search fields are available on Westlaw. The advanced search fields change based on the content type you navigate to. The fields in a case, for instance, differ vastly from the fields of a law review article. Notice, for instance, that some of the fields available for advanced searching of law reviews and journals include title, author, and text. If you have any questions about what these fields are, you can click on the sample document on the right to see these fields labeled in a sample article. Next, we'll move to Lexis to see how to search legal periodicals with that service. You will notice many similarities between searching Lexis and searching Westlaw. As with Westlaw, you may start your periodical search from the main search bar. From the search results list, change your view on the left to Secondary Materials. Next, narrow further by selecting Law Reviews and Journals from the subcategory list on the left. And then you may choose to filter further by date, jurisdiction, or searching within results for more keywords. Scroll through the search results to find an article that looks most relevant to your research question. Just as with Westlaw, you can use the Lexis citator Shepherds to see what other documents have cited your article. You can do this on the right by clicking the Shepherdize Document button, or use the tabs at the top of the page. Citing decisions are cases that have cited your article. This doesn't happen often for law reviews, but it does on occasion, most often for a case of first impression, or when the author has a particularly intriguing argument on a contentious legal issue. You are more likely to find documents under Other Citing Sources, which will include secondary sources that have cited the article. Finally, the Table of Authorities will list all cases cited in the article. Remember to refer to the left-hand column for ways that you can filter these results. You might also try advanced searching in Lexis to find law review articles. Advanced search is available from the link just below the main search bar. As with Westlaw, the best way to use advanced search is to select a specific content type, like secondary materials or law reviews and journals. This is because, as in Westlaw, advanced search allows for field searching or segment searching, meaning searching for your keywords in specific parts of the document, but the available fields change depending on the type of document you're searching. For instance, a field in a case would be something like the party name, but law review articles wouldn't have that field. Instead, you might search author or footnote. As in Westlaw, if you have questions about these fields or segments, a sample document is available on the right, showing these segments highlighted. Finally, let's move to HeinOnline to see how its search features compare to Lexis and Westlaw. HeinOnline is a database containing a vast array of legal documents that can be particularly helpful when conducting legal research. The most heavily used collection is likely their law journal library, for both its breadth and its depth. Of the legal research services that contain full-text collections of law review articles, HeinOnline has the broadest collection of journals, as well as the most complete run of each journal. You can access this collection under Browse Databases by Name, with Law Journal Library listed first. From within the collection, you can search the full text of the articles in the collection using the search box at the top. You have several filtering options on the left, such as by section type or subject. If you would like to search within your results, click the down arrow button at the top of the results list. An advantage of retrieving articles on HeinOnline is that all of Hein's content is digitized, so an article on HeinOnline will be a PDF of the original pagination, rather than the web version found on Lexis or Westlaw. HeinOnline also provides citation information through their Scholar Check service, located at the top left of the page, or to the right of an article in your search results list. And the More Like This button, found at the top of a document, will help you find additional related content on HeinOnline. To wrap up, legal periodicals are an excellent source for keeping up with new and developing areas of law, so new they haven't been covered yet by other secondary sources like treatises. They're also an excellent source for analysis of highly contested areas of law, such as legal issues that have split the federal circuits. A legal periodical is any secondary source in law that is published on a regular interval. While we most commonly think of academic law reviews, you may also find Bar Association publications and legal news sources to be helpful in your research, especially as you move into the practice of law. This concludes the tutorial on legal periodicals. If you have any questions, the research librarians are happy to help.